Okay, guys, so here we are. Since the copper pipe central tunnel project was canceled due to lack of information, we're going to go ahead and screw in this back portion plywood. And we went ahead and added the insulation we used before, which is actually, you can spray it or blow it in, but we laid it in by hand. And then here in the middle, on top of these pipes, we put a 1-inch foam board. And yeah, and then that very last one down there, that one is where the pipes go and drop down. So we added 2 inches there. And right there where the engine access is, we went ahead and cut the plywood, and we got it all in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put this thing in here and put a couple screws here to, well, a few screws to hold this thing down. And then I've been thinking, what to use between these two plywoods. And the thing is, everybody uses these construction glue and stuff, and it's super expensive. So I did a little bit of research, and I was trying to find something, but then I was thinking you can use thin set adhesive for laying down tile on top of plywood. And if you can do that and the glue adheres to the plywood and the tile, I'm going to use that on top of the tile and put the board on top of that. So it'll be plywood on plywood with thin set in the middle, and then put, not many, but put a few screws down instead of carrying in tons and tons of weight to push it down and all that like everybody else does. I'm going to put a few screws here and there to take the two plywoods and make sure that they're tied up against each other. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And it should work. It should be okay, because that thin set holds tile to it very well. So yeah, I don't see a problem with it. And the research that I did, it says that you can use thin set mortar adhesive to glue the plywood with it. So that's what I'm going to do. And the thing about it is once it glues, and this is not moving for anything. This is 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to put a 1/2 inch across this way. And what that'll do is it will make sure that any gaps like here, it'll make sure that it covers them going in a different direction. And then on the perimeter of the plywood, because it's going to be laying this way, so I will put some caulking, and yeah, it should be okay. Yeah. Now, getting off topic here, but I'm thinking down there where we have all that aluminum that we took off from here and there was a wall that used to go here, and the aluminum is a U-shaped aluminum that goes up and follows the curve here, because there used to be a bathroom right here. So I think what we're going to do, once we put the two plywoods in here, we're going to set that in there, and right there on the floor is what used to be here. And we're going to take that and screw it into this metal here, and up here, and that will be the wall here for the shower. And then this will be the entrance to the shower, and then this will be the little seat that we talked about. And yeah, and then what we'll do is up against here, I'm going to spray this with ceramic insulation and put 2 inches of foam with plywood in front of this. And I need to see, of course there's a lot of there's a lot of aluminum projects that are going on right now, but once we finish the wind deflector up front and all that stuff up there on the roof, and I sprayed the ceramic insulation and it's all sealed and ready to go, you know, we'll take the bus and pull it forward and spray it down with water everywhere, make sure that there's no water coming in through any of these things, around the windows, you know, all that kind of stuff, because we cannot have any leaks once we start doing things in here. Then I'm going to see if I can get an estimate to do stainless steel. Now, you know, if you're going to dream big. So what I was thinking is, we do stainless steel, and the sheets normally come 4 feet by 10 feet. So I'm thinking, if we make this thing 4 feet up here, the remainder up here on top, we'll put tile. But all of this can have stainless steel. And actually, if there's enough stainless steel to go around, I suppose we can, you know, do the thing all the way past the window there, that whole back side, put a little shelf made out of stainless steel and all that, you know. I mean, there's lots of things we can do. Now this 1/2 inch is going to have another 1/2 inch in there, and it'll be 1 inch. Instead of 3/4 like everybody does, this will be 1 inch. Yeah. So anyway, depending on the estimate and what kind of damage that causes, maybe we can get this thing and make a stainless steel shower with a shower pan. And then what I'm thinking is, once the shower pan goes here, we'll run along the here maybe some stainless steel square tubing or something, or rectangular tubing or something, and just run it all the way to there, which is where the water tanks are going to go. And I imagine that we can take that and run it straight into the tank, and just seal around it and what have you, and yeah, go from there and see what happens. But I think we could run that pipe all the way down there. This way, it's the chances of it leaking are pretty small. Yeah. And then over here, what I'm thinking is, normally you have a round drain, so I'm thinking that perhaps we can get one of those rectangular drains like this, get the floor and tilt it just a little bit this way, so that the water runs straight into that drain and goes out that way. Yeah. And then as for the door, I'm going to have to see if we can find some company that has some acrylic glass or something, and we'll make the door out of that, or just glass will be okay, I suppose, as long as it doesn't slam everywhere. But yeah, we're going to have to do that. And you know, like I said, we'll fake it as we go, because it's not like you just go to the store and do all the things that I want to do, because it has been super difficult to find what I'm looking for. I mean, it's just simply amazing how hard it is to find some of this stuff. But yeah, anyway, there it is. That's what we'll do, and then go from there. Yeah, and I still have to take and put some kind of wire, some kind of something, so I can pull the rear camera cables and all that through there. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to put some kind of pipe, some kind of something going out there to penetrate out there above the radiator. There's a hollow space up there in the cap, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I need to do that before all this gets closed. And then of course I'm thinking here for lights. I think we'll put a couple of lights, one over this this thing, and one right here where you're actually taking the shower. And again, like I'd mentioned before, I'm going to put the head up here in the corner so it shoots out this way, so all the water comes out here instead of over here by the door. And here put some kind of little compartment to put the shampoo and all that stuff. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get this board, put it in here, and see about screwing it down, and yeah, go from there. All right, I'll update you in a while.
Okay, you want me to make the line?
Yeah. Okay, so we've got insulation all in here. As you can see, there's two sheets coming this way with the one below it, but this is not screwed in or anything, because I want to put some insulation between. I want to put some I want to glue all this stuff and so on and so forth. So right now it's just sitting there. Okay, now this sheet here is screwed in. It's got insulation underneath, and over here Woon is going to do the next 8 feet, which will take you to right there where the ramp is at. And then this sheet, which is slightly smaller than the full sheet, it's like half an inch or something smaller. So those have already been trimmed, and we're going to put that there. And then we're going to bring in 2 more sheets and lay here on top. And the only reason we're going to put 2 more sheets here on top is to give you something solid to walk on. Now this plywood will be screwed in here, and this one's already screwed in, but the top one is just going to lay there until whatever it is we do here, we do going forward. Now we bought the toilet, and the toilet's going to go here. What I need to do, and of course you got there's going to be a wall here because that's going to be a closet. But the bottom of this thing, you can't see it, it's got this thing in here. But there's 2 access panels here that need to remain unblocked. So we're going to put that, and then we're going to cut a piece of plywood and put a carpet on it and cover this underneath here, the bottom, the floor, and then you'll have the wall that goes up here and a little door here will be for the closet. And then, like I said before, this will be the shower all the way to here. So there'll be a wall coming out this way and line up with this one here, and the door to the shower will be here. So I need to bring that toilet because that toilet needs to be up on a pedestal, but I don't remember how big of a pedestal it needs. And that's because this toilet does not sit directly above the tank, so when you flush it just drops right into the black tank. This toilet has a pump and a grinding mechanism that grinds everything and turns it into a liquid and pushes it to your tank. And the tank is going to go here under this compartment here. So I need to work out the details on that and how it's going to go. Now I am going to build a U-shaped something that's going to go along the bottom here. And the reason for that is so that the water lines and the electrical and all that stuff will go through here in that little compartment. And then of course, wherever you, like for example, this is going to be going right at the bottom behind the bed. It'll have a cover, and if you ever need to access it, you just remove the screws and away you go. But it will have a cover, and everything else will be in there, coming this way. Now, I know that it's very common for people to take and bury their wires in the foam, the spray foam, behind the foam board, you know, whatever, fiberglass, whatever they use, and they put it behind. And you know, you're free to do whatever you want, but here's the problem. If you ever need to access them, well, you're going to have to move your insulation. You're going to have to tear up your spray foam, whatever it is. Now, the thing that's very common when people put their wires in here and then spray, what happens is the people that are spraying don't care about your wires, and they will come in. They will come in and spray under the wires, and they push down to the surface. And then when you go to trim this, well, guess what? You're trimming your wires too. And the next thing you know, you got a handful of broken, frayed wires, cut wires, whatever, and that's not good. Now, the other thing that happens when you bury your wires is it adds heat to the wire. And by adding heat, it adds resistance, and you know, you have less capacity to draw the amperage that you need, and your wires get heat up, and there's a possibility that if they heat up enough, they will cause a fire. So, in my mind, there's only 5 places you can run your wires. You can run them at the bottom on either side, you know, going along there. You can run your wires here and here outside of the insulation. So you will take and you know, here you can take a piece of PVC pipe and you know, cut it so that you can screw it to this thing here and run your wires through there, and it holds your wires all the way to the front, and then from here you could just run them to wherever you need it, or you can run them down the center. So, and in my little coconut here, I only see 5 places for you to run your wires. So, left and right, on the top and on the bottom, and down the center. But whichever way you do it, whatever side you choose, whatever, make them accessible. Do not bury them to the point where you cannot get to them, because at some point you might need to get in there, you know. And the thing about it is when you're going down the road with your RV, there's a lot of vibrations and there's a lot of rubbing and tugging and what have you. And the next thing you know, you've got a short, you've got a fire, who knows what. So you want access, you know. And even if you put cabinets in front of them, you know, make it so that you can access these things without dismantling, you know, your whole RV. Yeah. So anyway, so there it is. So Woon is adding some insulation here. Then we'll put some plywood down. This one, like I said, it will be screwed on top right there where she's at. And then they're going to put 2 more just sitting on top until we buy the tile adhesive. You know, decide what I'm going to do as far as insulation. And that's going to be based on, like I said, that toilet and that shower. You know, a lot of people, they want to, or they take their shower and make it up higher than the floor. And you can, but it's a lot safer if you go from a flat fort down into your shower, you know. So yeah, but anyway, I will update you when I decide what it is that I'm going to do. And yeah, and the whole thing is, you know, it's a matter of see what I can find. And it's not just a matter of buying cheap, it's a matter of buying wisely. Because you know, for example, right now at Home Depot you can buy 2-inch foam board just like this. Just like this. And it's 50, 56, 58, something like that. $60. But if you buy 10, which you're going to need 10, you save some money. You save actually on 10, you save $50 on 10 of them. And it doesn't sound like much. But $50 here, $50 there. Well, you might be able to buy a hamburger. But either way, it's a savings. Yeah. Yeah, so there it is. But yeah, we'll see what we'll do. All right, we'll update you after a while. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย